Hey everyone, welcome to Old Iron Garage and thank you for tuning in. So tonight I'm just here in the house. This is going to be a short video. Here in a little bit I'm actually going to go out to the garage and make another video. I'm going to put some fuel in the Homelite 150s that I recently brought home and see if they will run on their own fuel supply or not. I'm guessing probably no for most of them. There's 3 of them. If you have not seen those 2 videos, I recently uploaded 2 videos on them, so go check them out. Anyways, what I'm going to talk about tonight is, today I went to look at a Bohlins tractor and an actual Bohlins dump cart for sale. Not far from here, actually, just about 11 miles up the road in the next town. And it didn't work out. So what it was a Bohlins 750 that is a one production year only model. So I was super excited about that. And in the pictures, it appeared to be all original. So all original paint and tires and everything. And it wasn't, I didn't see any modifications or anything that was hacked up. So I was pretty excited about it. And it had an actual red Bohlins dump cart with it. I will attach attach a couple pictures in the video right now. So yeah, that's what I went to look at. Super excited about it. The guy had them listed, the pair, for $450. Said the listing, the description, all it says is runs and has new battery. That's all it said. I did notice that the dump cart was missing its original wooden tailgate. But I mean, it's wood, so by now probably a lot of them are missing from rotting out, being out in the elements, whatnot. But yeah. Anyways, so that wasn't a huge deal. But yeah, I got there to look at it, and the first thing I noticed was something's up with that engine. The color is not quite, the color of the paint on is not quite right. So I wiped out off a little bit of grease and grime, and sure enough, it was more of like a gray color. Should have been probably brown, like the chassis and dash tower were supposed to be. Is my guess. Usually the engines were the same color as like the chassis. So I noticed that. So I started looking at it and I was like, well, it's not the end of the world. It's supposed to be, I believe, in that tractor, in that model, a 7 horsepower Briggs engine. And it was an 8 horsepower Briggs, the guy said. The guy said that the previous, or the original owner, when the original engine went bad, he went out and bought an engine that was the equivalent but 1 horsepower more and swap that in. It's okay, whatever, it's not the end of the world. I can always keep an eye out for an original engine for this thing, like the correct engine, and swap it in later if I truly want it to be like correct. But then I got to looking at it more, I was like, something else don't look right. And then I realized that the chassis and the dash tower had been repainted. I believe on this model it should be like that dark brown color that was used on a lot of the chassis and dash towers and stuff for the and transaxles for like in the 60s on the Bohlins tube frames. Somebody at some point in time had repainted them black. I was like, ugh, my heart just sank because well, I think I already said he had posted it for $450 for the pair, and depending on tractor and dump cart, depending on where you're at, that might sound like a steal of a deal, or that might sound like a lot, depending on where you're located, where you live at. In my area, it's kind of a lot. I've honestly never paid more than $150 for one garden tractor. Now keep in mind, this had that dump cart with it. That brings the value up quite a bit. I don't know the exact value on those dump carts, but that dump cart also was not as nice as it looked in the photos. one thing I noticed right away when looking at it, there was two welds that were cracked and broken through completely. And to repair that, I would have had to weld them. And then you would have seen fresh welds. So, and I didn't really like that because I wanted it as a display piece. I know I'm being kind of picky, but I was wanting this to be one nice original setup with kind of a beautiful rusty patina. So then you would have seen fresh welds. Didn't really want that. And if I would have covered those up, you would have seen fresh paint on the old original faded paint and rusty patina. I definitely didn't want that. So I kept looking, and the back end of the channel, or the trailer, dump cart, the steel channel that the wooden tailgate slides down into, you can tell that that dump cart spent some time standing up on its back end, and that those had been sunken down into like mud and were in the dirt, because they were like, not just, it wasn't just surface rust, the paint on that part was pretty much gone, and they were very rusty, scaly, flaky, and pitted, and like rusting thinner than what they would have been originally, and I did not like that. I was like, okay, if I clean those up, am I going to find pinholes? Like, what am I going to find? And like in the channel where the tailgate would drop down in, there was a lot of dirt packed in them, and so I dug that out and was taking a closer look, and it was really rusty and scaly, and I did not like that. So I offered the guy a lower price. Like, he was asking $450, and I had gotten him down to $350 before I came to look at it. And I was like, okay, that's the app, and that's with him keeping the new battery. And I was like, okay, fine, you know, I can get another battery, new one, pretty cheap at Rural King. But honestly, I already have like 3 or 4 good batteries, and I only need so many tractors at one time. I can just swap batteries from tractor to tractor. I don't need a good battery for every single tractor I own. That'd be a lot of batteries to keep up on, and just unnecessary. So I was okay without getting the battery with it. But yeah, before I offered him less, he fired it up and was driving it around, and I could tell it had some engine issues and some driveline issues and all sorts of little issues. So the tractor really needed going through, which that would have been fine if I wouldn't have given that a second thought had it had all the original paint still. But when I seen that non-original paint, my heart just sank, because like, small mechanical issues, wear and tear, parts needing replaced, that can all be fixed. Non-original engine, that can be corrected. Put an original engine back in it if you find one. So, not parts being repainted, that can't really be fixed, not reasonably. You can try to very carefully remove the non-original paint and try to salvage what's left of the original paint, but it's going to be a lot of work, and that original paint probably isn't going to look that nice anymore, and you're probably going to be able to tell that it had been painted over and somebody removed the paint that someone else had put on, and I didn't want to mess with all that. And yeah, it's only original once, You can do the nicest restoration in the world, but it's not original anymore. Some people say all original restoration. I mean, you might have used like the correct colors and perfect reproduction decals and everything, but it's no longer original. It's only original once. So I offered him a lower price, and I even offered him $300 still, which is still more than I wanted to pay for that tractor in its current state. Oh, I don't remember if I told you or not, but like the wheels had been repainted, and there was red overspray on the tires. It had original tires, but there's no way you were going to get that red out of that antique dried out rubber. Nope, not without taking off rubber. So, yeah, it's just, I was highly disappointed in what I found, and so I did not bring that tractor home. that was disappointing. So, this is actually my birthday weekend. My birthday was Friday of this week. So by the time you see this video, it'll be the week before. Because it's Saturday evening right now. So it'll be at least tomorrow, at minimum Sunday, before this gets uploaded. It's my birthday weekend. I wanted to get myself a birthday present. I usually do that every year, try to find like a Boland's tractor or something, you know, for that hobby. An antique small engine that's really neat, a Boland's attachment, something to drag home. So my stepson was with me, and him and I went out for dinner because we're both getting hungry. And I was cruising Marketplace, and in the same town that we were in to look at that other tractor, just up the road from where I live a little ways, I found another Boland's tractor. I will insert pictures here. So, that is I can't remember the year, I can't remember if it said it in the listing or not, but that is a Boland's ST160. 16 horse Briggs, foot operated hydro. Comes with the mower deck that's on it, some non-original looking wheel weights of some sort, tire chains, and a snowblower attachment that he said he does not have the linkage for. I don't know if that means it's missing some brackets to mount it, or if that means like drive line, like a U-joint, or drive shaft or something. Excuse me. But he said that he does not have the linkage for it, or like a lift arm, lift rod. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm not really a fan of the ST series. I'm more into the real garden tractors that are meant for like ground engaging work. So like pulling a plow through virgin ground or something like that, you know? Like true garden tractors is what I'm really into. So like the tube frames, the medium frames, large frames, stuff like that. The Ritomatics are really neat. I've never owned one of those or a large frame, but I do intend to own at least one of each of those someday. But I'm more into those. This is more like a riding lawnmower. Yeah, you can get like a snow blade and a snow blower and some other attachments, I'm sure, for the ST series, but they're not really my cup of tea. But nonetheless, it is a quality Boland's product. Very well made, machine. I've heard they cut the grass very nicely. It's nearby. The price is right. He's asking $200 or best offer. And in talking to him, it sounds like he's really willing to negotiate. So I offered him $100. I explained to him, my offer is based on the fact that, yes, I'm a Boland's collector, but I don't really have much interest in the ST series. I'm basically just looking for something to cut my grass with. I said I don't have any need for the snowblower, the tire chains, or the wheel weights, but I will take them if you just need them gone. But my offer is based on I really just need the tractor and the mower deck. The tractor needs some small, maintenance repair type work. I guess he said the listing says it needs a tune-up, so probably needs a carb gone through, spark plug, air filter, oil change, yada yada yada, whatever. Probably fluid change in the transaxle, maybe. I don't even know what kind of transaxle those have. I'm not very familiar with the ST series. But anyways, it also says that the lift cable needs to be replaced. So I'll try to find or make one of those. And it says there's a tire that should be replaced because it's weather checked and it leaks air slowly. So I'd probably just throw on a full set of brand new like turf tires. Just find some nice turf tires that I like, something with like a more vintage tread pattern, and throw those on. But nonetheless, he had a video of it, and it runs very well. Runs nicely. Sounds like a good running engine. So I'm just waiting on a response as far as my offer, and go from there. Maybe we can find something in between his asking price and my offer price. That's fair for both. I don't know. But so there's that. There is one other item that I found on Marketplace that I've actually been keeping an eye on over the last few weeks, maybe. I've been watching it for a little bit here recently. It's something I've been wanting to acquire for a while, and I don't really need it, so I've been waiting for like a steal of a deal to come along, and it came along today. So, yeah, I messaged the guy about it. What it is it's a Wisconsin TFD engine. If you do not know what that is, Wisconsin in the 1940s, 1950s made the TFD engines, and it is one of 3 different engine models that all share the same basic design. And what that design is it's an inline twin cylinder. I don't know about the other 2 models, which I believe is called a THD and I think a TJD. I would have to look that up. I know one of them's called a THD, but I know the TFD, the 2 pistons go up and down together, not like separate. They're not like opposite of each other. They go up and down together. But the difference is one is compressing while the other is pushing exhaust out. So, the strokes are switched, but they go up and down at the same time. So yeah, when one's firing, the other one's not. They don't both fire at the same time. The only thing I seen, and the only thing I could tell for sure that was missing in the pictures is the air cleaner assembly, which those are readily available, used on eBay, relatively cheap. So I'm not too worried about that. It turns over by hand. I don't know if it has spark. I don't know if it has compression. But these engines usually bring... I've seen them on Marketplace, usually between like 150 to like 200 and some, maybe like for a super nice, good running one, maybe like $300 maybe. I don't remember for sure, but usually at the low end they're around $150, and you usually can't find them close to home. This one's not close to home, but the price is right, and I'm making a trip tomorrow for it. I'm making a 2-hour trip one way for it. I think it's like 140 miles one way or something. No, it's less than that. I don't know. It's 100 and some miles one way. But it's a little over 2 hours one way. Heading north to get it. He had it originally listed for only $75, which is already cheap. But at the time I was like, man, money's tight. I really don't need it. Maybe it'll be there later still. And then I kept watching it. It dropped the price to $50. So I was like, I want it, but not right now. Today I finally messaged the guy, and he messaged back, and we talked about it. I said, well, maybe if you still have it next month, money's a little tight right now, but maybe next month, sometime middle of the month, something like that, I'll come up and get it. He's like, it won't be here anymore. He said, I'm cleaning up my parents' property. I think he said it was his parents, but he's cleaning up some property. And in a couple days, he said it's headed to the scrapyard if nobody buys it. So I said, well, I wasn't really financially prepared for a road trip right now. So I guess if you'd come down more in price, I would just go ahead and make the trip anyways and do it. And so I offered $25, and he said, hey, I'd let it go for $20. I just don't want to see it go to the scrapyard, and I'll even throw in an old boat motor and a pressure washer and some kind of mower or something. So I'm like, okay. And he said he thinks he may have found a Poland chainsaw. Don't know if it's anything antique or vintage or not, but I mean, if it's free, then I'll take it. My dad fixes and flips stuff, and I know other guys that do too. So if the rest of it's stuff that I just don't want to mess with, then I'll just give it to one of them. And so, anyways, but yeah, so I am going tomorrow to pick up a Wisconsin TFD engine, which is, I believe, about 14.6 horsepower according to Google, weighs almost 200 pounds, and those specifically were manufactured from 1946 to 1957, according to Google. And I will insert an image of that, or images of that engine, now. Alright guys, sorry, I kind of rambled when talking about each thing, went into more detail than I planned to, so the video ended up being longer than I intended it to be. But I just wanted to share that little update with you guys. I was really hoping to make a video of me checking out that Bohlins 750 tractor and the Bohlins dump cart, and my little helper, my stepson, loading it, driving it up onto the trailer, and strapping it down and all that, and unloading it at home, power washing it, all that stuff. But yeah, that just didn't work out. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to give a little update, and yeah, I will make a video of the Wisconsin TFD engine when I get it, and we'll take a look at that. And if I get the Bohlins ST160, we will take a look at that as well. By the way, if I get that, the wheel weights, tire chains, and snowblower will all be up for sale. So if you are interested in any of that stuff and are located in or around northern Indiana area, just drop a comment and I will give you a temporary phone number to reach out to me at. Yeah, we will go from there. Alright, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.